I used to believe life was a straight line. You're born, you grow up, you go to school, find a job, build a family, and eventually grow old in a house somewhere, with a few children, a few stories, and a head full of gray hair. Every day, I woke up, drank my coffee, dragged my body to work, trying to finish tasks I no longer cared about. Then I came home, ate dinner, scrolled through my phone, and repeated. A loop. A silent, endless loop. No one asked, who am I? And if they did, the answers always sounded like labels. Engineer, teacher, banker, someone's husband, someone's wife. But what about the soul? What about the silence behind all the noise? One day, I looked into the mirror and realized my eyes had changed. Not because of age, but because something inside me had started to move. Like a door, invisible but ancient, creaked open just a little. I didn't feel excited by the things that used to thrill me. I didn't fear the things that used to scare me. I began to listen more and speak less. I watched more and reacted less. And in that stillness, a question rose from deep within. Is this really reality? When awakening begins, it doesn't scream. It whispers. It arrives like a soft breeze in the night, brushing against your spirit, murmuring, "You've been asleep long enough." And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. You begin to see things you once overlooked, the sadness hiding in strangers' eyes, the unspoken meanings behind casual words, the small, almost magical signs from the universe which you used to call coincidence. Suddenly, you no longer feel at home in noisy crowds. Small talk becomes unbearable. You crave truth, not gossip depth, not surfaces. And so you start spending more time alone, not because you hate people, but because you're finally learning to hear yourself. I realized there was a deeper version of me, and she had been forgotten for far too long. And that's when I discovered energy frequencies. Not science fiction, not spiritual fantasy, just truth. Every thought you emit, every emotion you carry has a frequency. When you feel joy, you're vibrating higher. When you're angry, anxious, bitter, your vibration drops. We are living, breathing transmitters, receiving and sending out waves of energy, constantly interacting with the frequencies of people, places, and the universe itself. And I finally understood if I wanted my life to change, I couldn't begin outside. I had to start within, by raising my frequency. You can't attract peace if you're vibrating in chaos. You can't draw in real love if your heart is still buried in wounds. Energy doesn't lie, it reflects whatever truth you carry inside, so I began to meditate. Not to escape, but to return, to come home. In those moments of silence, I heard my soul clearer than ever. And then, strange things started happening. Synchronicities, dreams that came true, moments of intuition that made no logical sense but always turned out to be right. I wasn't the same person anymore. Or perhaps, I was finally becoming who I truly was all along. But let me be honest, awakening is not glamorous. It's not easy. It's raw. It's lonely. It makes you question everything. Your beliefs, your relationships, your job, your purpose. It forces you to confront old wounds you buried deep. It tears off the masks, one by one, and the truth it hurts, but it's the pain of rebirth, the ache of shedding your old skin, so that something new can live. I remember one night, lying in the dark, tears streaming down my face, heart heavy like stone, and I whispered to the silence, "I don't know who I am anymore." Then I heard something, not with my ears, but from somewhere far deeper, a voice, soft but undeniable. "You were never the labels you carried, you are light, remembering itself." I froze. The tears stopped, not because the pain vanished, but because, in that stillness, I knew something with absolute clarity. I had begun my journey home. So how do you begin? How do you shift your frequency when the world around you feels heavy, chaotic, or numb? How do you connect with something greater when your mind is full of doubt and your heart carries old scars? The answer isn't in trying harder. It begins in learning to become still. Sit with yourself, not just physically, but spiritually. No distractions, no roles to play, no masks to wear, just you and your breath. Close your eyes, take a deep inhale, and ask yourself, gently, what am I really feeling right now? You don't need to label it. You don't need to fix it. You just need to see it. Because the moment you witness your emotion without judgment, you begin to raise its frequency. Awareness is transformation. Now here's something science and spirituality agree on. Everything is energy. Even what looks solid, your body, your chair. The ground is made of vibrating particles held together by frequency. At the quantum level, matter is not fixed. It responds to observation. It responds to intention. This is not poetic metaphor. This is physics. The observer affects the observed. Your consciousness, when focused, begins to influence how reality unfolds. So what does that mean for you? It means your thoughts are not passive. They're creative. When you dwell in fear, you pull more fear into your field. When you choose love, even when it's hard, your reality starts to bend in subtle, magical ways. But love isn't just an emotion. It's a frequency. You raise it not by forcing positivity, but by becoming present. Presence is the key. When you are fully present in a moment, you step out of the noise of your mind. You enter the now. And the now is where all transformation happens. Try this. Each morning, before the world rushes in, sit in silence for just 5 minutes. Place your hands over your heart. Breathe slowly and feel gratitude. Not performative gratitude. Real, raw gratitude. For the air in your lungs, for the warmth in your chest, for the chance to begin again, no matter how broken yesterday felt. That simple act begins to rewire your entire energy field. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrations we can access. It's not a reaction to what is good. It's a declaration that good exists, even before it appears. Now, let's talk about your mind. Your mind has been trained for years to expect limitation, to wait for proof, to believe only in what can be seen, touched, measured. But in the quantum world, what you expect is what you collapse into reality. You see, particles exist in potential states until observed. They're like infinite versions of your life, floating in possibility. When you focus your attention with emotion, you collapse one version into form. That's what manifesting really is. It's not wishful thinking. It's choosing, over and over, the frequency of the reality you wish to live in, until that reality becomes solid enough to meet you. So when you say, I am healing, I am abundant, I am loved, you are not lying to yourself. You are tuning into the version of you where that truth already exists. You are not pretending, you are remembering, and that's where the magic is. Now let's be clear, this isn't about ignoring pain. This isn't about denying sadness or pretending bad things don't happen. It's about learning to feel everything without becoming it. It's about saying, I see the darkness, but I choose not to live there. I feel the fear, but I won't let it anchor me. You begin to guide your energy like an instrument. You become intentional with your attention. You protect your peace, not out of fear, but out of deep self-respect. And slowly, your reality begins to shift. You'll notice you attract different people. You'll crave simpler things. You'll see signs 1111, feathers, sudden breakthroughs, tiny winks from the universe reminding you you're on the right path. And most importantly, you'll start to trust yourself again. This path isn't about becoming someone new. It's about peeling back the layers of everything you were never meant to carry. The fear, the noise, the conditioning, the shame, until what's left is you. Real, radiant, untamed you. The soul that chose to be here now, in this exact timeline, to awaken not just for itself, but for others too. Because when you heal, you ripple. Your frequency becomes medicine. Without even trying, you become a lighthouse for others lost in the fog. So start small. Drink more water. Move your body. Speak kindly to yourself. Watch the sunrise. Meditate under the stars. Say thank you out loud. Forgive. Release. Let go. And remember, you don't have to figure it all out at once. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to begin. The universe meets you where you are, but it won't leave you there. So now you know, you are not a random spark in a meaningless cosmos. You are the cosmos experiencing itself through human eyes. You are not broken. You are unfolding. Like a lotus from the mud. Like light emerging from shadow. You are a living paradox, both stardust and sacredness. The pain you felt was not a punishment. It was a teacher. Every heartbreak, every loss, every silent scream at the ceiling was shaping you into someone who could hold more light. Because here's the secret. The deeper you've gone into the dark, the more powerful your light can shine. This world taught you to forget, to numb, to shrink, to stay quiet. But your soul, it remembered. It kept whispering in moments you thought were coincidences, in dreams that felt too real, in feelings you couldn't explain, that something more is out there. And also, inside you. You see, awakening is not a destination. It's not a mountaintop you reach one day and declare victory. It's a continual shedding, a remembering, a deepening. It's the moment you realize the voice you've been searching for was always your own. The universe is not out there in the stars. It's here, in your breath, in your cells, in the space between your thoughts, in the stillness beneath your emotions. You are not on the journey. You are the journey. You are the dreamer and the dream. So what now? Now you live awake. You move differently. You love with intention. You speak from your center. You rest when your soul asks. You rise when the world needs your light. You become the bridge between dimensions, between the seen and the unseen, the finite and the infinite, the human and the divine. You were never meant to just survive. You were born to remember who you are, to return home, not in body, but in being. And when the noise of the world grows loud again, as it surely will, return to this truth. You are a frequency. You are a force. You are consciousness in motion. And you are here to rise. The world doesn't need more perfection. It needs more presence. More souls willing to live fully awake, to love deeply, to break beautifully, and to shine, even when it's easier to hide. So if your heart is beating right now, that's your confirmation. You're not too late. You're right on time. This is your sign. This is your calling. This is your awakening. Now go. Be the light. Ja. If this message resonated with you, share it. Let your frequency ripple outward. The more we remember, the more we rise together. Subscribe for more awakenings. This is just the beginning.